and I ended up parking on the other side of the lot. That was the big mistake I made, okay?
My backpack, all of my belongings, gone.
He was like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, oh, it's just some broken glass. He's like, dang, I shouldn't have parked here. There's broken glass. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, that's your broken glass.
All right, you might be asking yourself, Kendrick, where have you been?
Did you miss me?
Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me?
Yes, okay, so a lot has happened. A lot has happened in a very short time that caused me to have to take a break, all right? Now, if you're following me on Snapchat or Instagram, you already know what I'm about to talk about. Heck, if you can read the title, you already know what I'm gonna talk about. However, on Instagram and Snapchat, I posted on my story in a bit of detail what had occurred that led to me needing to take a break from YouTube, all right? I actually thought the break would be longer, but if you stay tuned and listen, you're gonna find out that certain things worked out in my favor to allow me to come back sooner than expected, okay? I don't do story times very much on my channel. I don't know why, but I'm gonna try to make a habit of that. If you're a patron, you're getting this early, all right? But here we go. Here is how getting robbed almost cost me my YouTube career.
And here we go.
All right, so this dates all the way back to April 4th, but technically, if you're gonna get the full scope of things, I have to go a bit before that, all right? So sometime in the beginning of March, my sister hit me up like, yo, bro, I really wanna go to this Jasmine Sullivan concert that's happening in Houston. That's where I am, by the way, Houston, Texas. But I don't wanna go alone, you know what I'm saying? It's a big concert. I'm trying to make sure I stay safe. Can you go with me? And I was on the fence about it because, you know, I don't really know Jasmine Sullivan like that. I've heard a couple of her songs and they go kind of hard, but I'm not actually a fan. And those, you know, them tickets, they be kind of expensive, you feel me?
Get the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
But I was like, all right, you know what? I'm trying to protect my sister, gotta be there for her. And I'm sure it's gonna be a dope concert, so let me pay for the ticket, go anyway, right? And so that's what I did. April 4th comes along, I already took off work and everything. We go to the concert. It's mostly women there because that's most of her fans, but you know, there's a few dudes here and there. And it was a fun concert, you know what I'm saying? Like Jasmine Sullivan, she's an incredible performer, a great singer. Like that's just right off the bat. Listen to any one of her songs, you know she's a vocalist, right? But she has great stage presence. It was great. But yeah, you're probably wondering, okay, Kenny, get to the point. When did you get robbed and why was it so bad? I'll get there, just hold on, all right? So after the concert, I'm trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? The traffic, I knew it was gonna be bad. That's first. And then second of all, just getting out of the parking lot was crazy, right? So I was ready to just head home, get some sleep. But my sister was like, hey, I really wanna get some boba. Can you come with me? And again, I don't wanna go alone. It's almost midnight at that point. So I'm like, you know what? I like boba. I might as well go and, you know, hang out with my sister. I haven't hung out with her in some time. She stays on campus at Rice University. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get to see her very often except on the occasional weekend. So yeah, sure, let's go get some boba, right? Now I remember, she was driving behind me the whole time. Now here's where things start to get weird, right? As I'm about to pull up into the parking spot at the boba shop, the parking spot I was about to choose was for 15-minute parking. So I'm like, ooh, let me not choose that. And I ended up parking on the other side of the lot. That was the big mistake I made, okay?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And behind me, I noticed my sister pull up into the same spot I was going to choose in the first place. So when I get out of my car, I'm like, hey, yo, sis, why did you choose that spot when it says 15-minute parking only? She was like, but it's super late. It's okay. No one's going to come towing at this time. And I was like, all right, you know this place better than me because she frequents that place. You know what I'm saying? So we go in, we have a fun time. We just chat it up, you know, catch up on how things are in our lives and stuff like that. Great. It was awesome. Now, mind you, there was a lot of music playing in the shop, a whole lot of music. Okay. So I wasn't really hearing anything from outside the shop. I was just vibing with my sis and to the jams I was playing, okay? We got to the shop at about 11:05 p.m. We get out maybe 11:55, all right? So we were in there for a little bit less than an hour. As we're walking to my car, my sister notices that there's glass on the floor around my tires. And she's like, yo, why'd you park here? There's so much glass. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa. I never park where there's glass because I never want my tires to pop, you feel me? So I'm always very mindful of where I park. So instantly I knew something was off. I'm like, no, there wasn't glass here. But then I thought to myself, okay, maybe someone just like broke a beer bottle or something like that around my car. So I kind of settled down. I was like, okay, it's probably nothing. And then my sister's like, oh my God, and she's looking up, right? So I look up from the glass that's on the floor and I see a gaping hole in my trunk window.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Like, I have an MDX Acura, okay? So, like, there's a window for, like, looking into the trunk and seeing what's in there, right? Oh, my God. They stole my backpack, and you might not think that's a big deal. You might not think that's a big deal. No, my backpack at that moment had everything. Everything. I'm talking my laptop, okay? I'm talking a MacBook Pro, fam. Like, oh my God, not just my MacBook Pro. They took my tripod. They took my phone. I have two phones, mind you. One's a work phone. The other is like the phone I used to record videos. You know what I'm saying? Like my main phone, right? They took my work phone. They took my external hard drive. Oh, Lord, bro. My external hard drive has all my videos. Not just past videos, future videos. You know what I'm saying? So all those recordings gone, bro. Like, I had so much content, like hours worth of content I was planning on putting out for y'all, man. Like, it kills me. What else was taken? Yo, there were other stuff. Okay, so like my family business, right? Like we own a psych clinic. A lot of documents for the psych clinic were taken as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh, Lord, God. There were other things I'm forgetting. Now, one thing I will say is that even though in the moment, I had a very strong temptation to freak out, to like kind of lose it and be like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? But I really try my hardest to practice stoicism, okay? Stoicism, if you don't know, is the art of not caring, right? The idea that you should be unmoved by whatever comes your way, to remain solid and not pushed aside by any kind of emotional reaction to bad things happening to you, essentially, right? I'd like to consider myself a stoic, and I try to practice that to the best of my ability. So even though in the moment I wanted to freak out, I was like, no, it's gonna be okay.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
God's got me. This isn't the end of the world. I'm safe. My sister's safe. Things could be a lot worse, all right? There were a lot of things in the car that they did not take, right? There were a lot of groceries that I packed for my family, you know what I'm saying, inside my car. They didn't take any of those. There were other important documents that weren't taken, so I'm very grateful for that. And all that's kind of going through my head, like, it's only stuff. The stuff that was taken, sure, it's like a lot of stuff that I need for my YouTube. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's nothing, you feel me? But it's just stuff. Nobody's hurt. It could be a lot worse. The car is still drivable. You see what I'm saying? So, like, my sister, after a couple minutes, she kind of asked me, like, yo, you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. She's like, okay, you're not really freaking out or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really glad I was able to keep composure around her just so I could be a good example in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so my car just got broken into. I went into this boba shop for like maybe 30 minutes or something like that. Came out, boom, broken into, my backpack, all of my belongings gone. Like, everything gone. My sister, we went to what do you call it? We went to a Jasmine Sullivan concert. It was pretty dope. It was nice, but God dang, that's rough. So my laptop, a whole bunch of stuff just gone. You know what I'm saying? I even have blankets here because I use blankets to cover important stuff. Like, tough, man. Want to share your thoughts? I'm keeping this for records.
It's really unfortunate, actually.
Yeah.
Because we just came back from having, such a great night at the concert. You know, I got my merch and everything. And we just wanted to, like, enjoy the night. And that didn't end up... didn't end up capping it off very well.
Literally, nothing good happens after midnight. They don't just say that. It's for real.
True, and... yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true.
That's crazy.
It's so funny because I was like, I was walking to the passenger side of the car and he was like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, oh, it's just some broken glass. He's like, dang, I shouldn't have parked here. There's broken glass. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, that's your broken glass.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just tough out here, man. Houston be crazy. Like, I swear to God. I've lived here my entire life. It doesn't get any easier. Yeah. It is literally just for memories. I don't even think I'm going to post this.
Oh, yeah. It's too pitiful.
Dang. Yo, like, I'm actually going to have to take a hiatus from YouTube. Because my laptop, my MacBook that I use to edit videos, you know what I'm saying? Gone. Not just that, my external hard drive, gone. My spare phone, gone. Like my work phone, gone. You see what I'm saying?
The work phone.
Yep, the work phone's gone. It's gone. Yep. So, honestly, if I'm doing the math, that is almost $3,000 worth of
Wait, do you
stuff
have like
gone.
a Find My MacBook on your, you know, because Apple will be connected?
I just got this phone like 2 weeks ago. I don't think I did anything like that.
And she was very helpful during that time. Like, Chidi, I love you. All right, if you're watching this, I love you, because within minutes of it happening, she's like, all right, here's the game plan. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through all of your accounts online. We're going to change the passwords, stuff like that. Like, we were going left and right, just like, I mean, my bank account passwords, all that, like everything changed. You know what I'm saying? She started writing down the new passwords, trying to make sure that anything that could be compromised wouldn't be compromised, because my laptop was stolen and my phone was stolen. You feel me? So thank you. Chidi, if you're ever watching this, thank you. You're the best, all right? So, but actually I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, right? The first thing we did after we realized we got robbed was we went back into the tea shop and we were like, hey, do y'all have cameras? And they're like, no, we don't have cameras. Why do you ask? Did you get robbed? And we're like, yeah, how'd you know? And they said, this has been happening lately. As in, people have just been getting robbed around their shop lately. And y'all didn't think to get cameras?
That don't make no sense.
Bro, that's how you lose business. You feel me? So like, oh my God. I'm like, so this is a common trend? And they're like, yeah, lately people just been getting their cars broken into. Get cameras. Come on. Like, I don't feel comfortable going there again, especially at night. All right, especially at night. Oh Lord. So we asked, like, do any other businesses around here have cameras? No. We're like, all right, whatever. We end up calling the cops, end up filing a report, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure nothing's gonna come out of that, if I'm being real with you. The stuff is gone, all right? But I just wanted to file the report just in case. Maybe if enough people complain to the cops, they might start noticing a pattern and find out who's been doing this. Whatever the case may be, I remember getting home and pretty much being like, okay, this isn't good, but it's not the end of the world. I am going to have to take a break from YouTube though. There's a lot of stockpiled recordings that are kind of lost, and I need to start creating that backlog of content just in case anything bad happens in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I made a list of things I had to buy again, right? So I'm gonna post that list on the screen right here so you can see that. And that's not like the full exhausted list of things I had to buy, but those were the major things if I was gonna continue YouTube again, right? So before I go to bed that night, I end up posting a 1-minute video. I'm gonna show up the video right now so you can see what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go to bed. I got robbed tonight. All right, my vehicle was broken into, window shattered, backpack taken, which included my laptop that I used to edit videos, my external hard drive that I used to save my videos, as well as new content that I'm trying to one day put out. Man, my poetry books that I was gonna review, gone. You name it, like all sorts of YouTube equipment just taken. I'm gonna have to take a hiatus, y'all. Like, it's about $3,000 worth of equipment and belongings, either stolen or damaged. And yeah, I can't. I don't want to take a break, but I don't really have much of a choice here. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, though, I know without a shadow of a doubt that this is not the end. This is not the end for me. I'm going to get through this, all right? As dire as the situation is, I'm not freaking out because I know God's got me. It's going to be okay.
Now catch this. When I wake up the next morning, all right, I see a Cash App notification. I remember being like, oh, shoot, that's weird. Did a poetry gig overpay me? Because I saw the amount of money and I was like, okay, I don't think I was supposed to be paid that much for said poetry event. You know what I mean? So already I'm kind of cued into something being like out of the ordinary, you know what I mean? But I just cash out the money and put it into my bank account. And the moment I do that, I see who sent it. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if he's cool with like me making it public that he helped me out the way he did, but let's just say he's a very famous poet, all right? He saw my post online, not even like complaining and asking for help, just telling people that, hey, this sucks, but I'm gonna get through it. He saw that post and was like, hey, let me help you out, and sent me that money. And I'm just like, yo, I couldn't even believe it. I had the man's up. I'm like, yo, thank you so much, man. Like, thank you so much. You don't know how much it means to me that you'd even be mindful of me. Cause like, I look at this guy like he's way up here. You feel me? And he just saw my post and figured that he'd help me out. And he's all like, oh, it ain't that much, but I hope it helps. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, ain't that much? Like, bro. Anyway, so yeah, if you ever watch this, again, you the man, man. You the man. Like, thank you. And if that wasn't great enough, other people saw that post and started like sending me stuff as well. And I was actually thinking about putting out a GoFundMe, but by the time I got the assistance from everybody, whether it be friends or other poets or even my father, like he didn't even lend me money. He just straight up gave me. And I remember being like, yo, dang, dad, like, whoa. And he's like, yeah, nah, don't worry, I got you. Don't even worry about paying me back. I love you. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was out here getting emotional. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I was getting emotional for real, for real. Like, people really came to my aid when I needed it, even though I didn't ask for that help. Like, it wasn't really a cry for help I was making on social media. It was simply me saying, like, I'm gonna have to take a break. Here's why, but God's got me. I'm gonna get through this. You know what I'm saying? And really seeing how people came to the rescue for me. So you know who you are. I'm not gonna put your names out there in case you wanna keep your privacy, but you know who you are. Thank you for reaching out and helping me. I really appreciate it. That's the reason why I was able to start back on YouTube as early as I did. So yeah, God bless you all, for real, for real, for real. All right, so I guess I should come up with like the moral of the story. I suppose there's two, right? The first would be, don't be so quick to worry and freak out when bad things come your way. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if I had worried, none of that would have done me any good. It would have just caused me emotional distress, and people would have probably come to my aid anyway. And then I would have realized, hindsight wise, that like, oh, I had no reason to freak out. I was wasting all that emotional energy when I could have been like setting up a systematic plan to get back on YouTube, and people would have helped me out anyway. You see what I'm saying? So that's the first moral of the story. Do not worry about a thing, right? Because every little thing is gonna be all right.
Don't worry about a thing. Cause every little thing gonna be all right.
That's not the way you sing that song, man.
But yeah, for real though. Don't worry. You know, worrying won't do you any good. So that's the first. The second moral of the story for me is the fact that people are in your corner to support you, even if you don't realize it. You know what I mean? That's what this experience really showed me. You might be feeling alone in a certain situation. You're not alone. You know what I mean? You're not alone. You're not alone. I guarantee you there's someone out there who's wishing the best for you, who's praying for you, who's really hoping for your come up. You know what I mean? So never forget that. You might feel lonely, but just because you're lonely, that doesn't mean you're alone. All right? So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I'm gonna be back on that grind. I hope you enjoy what I got coming next. I think it's gonna be some good stuff. And if you want more story times, make sure you subscribe. All right, I got a lot of stories pertaining to my poetry journey, things like that, my personal life. I'm gonna be putting all that on my Patreon first, and then later on it gets on my main YouTube. So if you want early content, exclusive content even, some of my stories will be exclusive to Patreon. You're definitely gonna wanna join my Patreon. I got UK rap reactions coming soon. Sorry, I've been putting those on hold. My bad about that. They're coming back, don't you worry. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe, comment, you know the drill. And it's your boy, I'm out, deuces.